Stewart's announced that it's cold out here on the rear deck as we sail into Tunisia, so he's rugging up like a Scandinavian.
Open for a minute.
Are you warm now, Ixaval attack?
That's better.
There we go. Fantastic sailing to Tunis.
Tunis?
Yeah, beautiful views. Make sure you get out on the rear deck because the sunrise is behind the ship as you come into Tunis.
Huge mountains.
Now we go a more eclectic breakfast of muesli, fruit, salmon, and a little custard Danish. Oh, that was good. So we've got two tours today in Tunis. This morning we're going to the Bardot Museum and the Souks, and then this afternoon we're going to Carthage. There's only a 45-minute gap between the two tours. It can be booked as a single day, but that was full up when I went to book them. So we're doing this as two half-day tours for the same price. Quite exciting. A fantastic sailing here into Tunis. Make sure you're out of bed for it. Yeah.
It is.
And it's a beautiful day. It's beautiful, clear skies. It's cold. Everyone's rugged up on the terrace here, on the Aquavit terrace. It's pretty cold. But that bodes well for a lovely day, I think. Both the tours we are taking today are paid excursions, and we expect to be ashore for over 8 hours. I take a photo of the port address and consulate contacts with us, just in case we get in trouble.
I worked as a teacher in the US in Philadelphia.
Our tour bus first takes us for a brief drive through the French colonial district before arriving at the Bardot Museum.
Friends will come, friends will go.
The museum houses the largest collection of Roman mosaics drawn from excavations across Tunisia, including Carthage. The first part of our tour takes us past artifacts recovered from Carthage and other Tunisian archaeological sites.
It's just the way it is. Like stone, emotionless in this world of stone.
The modern museum is built around an old palace, and the mosaics are largely contained in this part of the building. We are surprised that we can walk on some of the mosaics, but our guide casually explains that the ones we can walk on are not that important.
I'll be here forever, waiting for your call. Lovers come, lovers go, and their hearts seem to change, but mine's still the same, 'cause I still love them all, and my heart's not to blame, it's just the way it is. Like stone, in this world of stories, oh, like stone, I'm fixed in a framework that is moving beyond my control, like stone. I'm motionless in this world of stories. Oh, like stone, I'll be here forever, waiting for your call.
It's overwhelming.
Truly.
And the building is fabulous as well.
The building is amazing. It's an old Pasha's palace. The mosaics truly are the best in the world.
And it's mostly lit with natural light. And the key is to either jump ahead of your group or hang behind your group if you want to get some photos without obstruction.
Our guide showed us the best of the mosaics, then gave us half an hour free time. So
Yes.
a good format.
It's half an hour free time. Yeah, no, it was good. He didn't dilly-dally. He was moving from site to something,
Yeah.
from feature to feature. Yeah, it was great.
The free time gave us an opportunity to go back and see some of the mosaics without the crowds. It was great, but I would have liked longer.
It's the coin hoard of Chimdu.
Next, our group went for a walk across Casbah Square, which sits in front of the City Hall and adjacent to the Medina, the old Arab centre of Tunis. Our guide moved quickly, and it was a bit overwhelming for some of our older travel companions who struggled to keep up. We were given half an hour free time to explore on our own. It is advisable that you have Google Maps or similar on your device, otherwise you may struggle to get back to the meeting point on time.
Why you get the green light? It's a red flag. When you said that, didn't know you felt like it's always. I meant that when I said that. Why you get the green light?
We found a spot that'll sold us these tarts for €1 each. We don't know what the official exchange rate is. They're 3,000 Tunisian dinars.
Feels like a reasonable deal later,
Yeah, I think it sounds like a reasonable price, €1 each. Anyway, that'll be our lunch, I think.
Ciao.
After the Medina, we were back on the bus and just managed to get back to the ship in time for our next tour to Carthage and Sidi Bou Said. Our first stop was the Punic ports.
So this is the Punic ports, which Stuart reliably informs me was in the shape of a giant donut. And it's mostly filled in now. It was 12 metres deep, but it's now only about 3 metres deep because it's sort of long. This is the canal into the military harbour that used to have a capacity of 200 boats. You'll just have to use your imagination.
Next, we visited the Roman villas of Carthage, which have lovely views over the Gulf of Tunis.
Middle of the road, it's just a feeling of a distant melody unknown. I was doing fine, I minded my own business till the day you took me home. You came into my life like a sweet embrace, swept me off my feet and made me whole again. You came in my life, I wanna see your face. Never will I be the same again.
Rather than going straight to another Carthaginian site, the tour bus took us to Sidi Bou Said, a relatively upmarket area just to the north.
Well, I thought I knew what life was all about. That song had already been sung. I was going on, still minding my own business. Never knew the life had just begun. You came into my life like a sweet embrace.
So we've made it to the little suburb of Sidi Bou Said, referred to as the Santorini of Tunisia because of the white walls and the blue shutters. It's very pretty. Nice cobblestone lanes.
Great views and a nice cool breeze.
Nice cool breeze. And so the bus drops us off sort of down at the bottom of the hill, and then it was about a 20-minute walk to that lookout there through the village. That leaves us 20 minutes to walk back and another 20 minutes to pot around. So the bus drives you here and you get an hour of free time in Sidi Bou Said. We did about an hour in Carthage, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, which was really good. I think there are many different sites at Carthage, and we were basically taken to two.
That's right.
The Roman villas and the Punic port.
I don't think we're going to get to see the baths of Antoninus,
No,
unfortunately.
but there's many sites, and I think they're fairly spread out too. It's very slow getting the bus around these areas because the roads are so narrow, so that is obviously a limitation.
Rains swept me off my feet and made me whole again.
After Sidi Bou Said, the bus did a drive-by of the American War Cemetery before stopping at the Roman aqueducts.
Never will I be the same again. I wanna see your face again. Oh, let me see your face again. I'm far from being satisfied yet. I have to see your face again. Oh, let me see your face again. And take
So we're looking at a Roman aqueduct. It is very impressive. It's impressive that what they did. It's impressive that it's still here.
Well, it's also impressive that it was the 39-year build. So people undertook this massive project with no expected payoff in their own lifetimes.
No.
Finally, we visited what remains of the ancient amphitheatre of Carthage.
take me to the place we first met. You came into my life.
So this amphitheatre used to seat 38,000 people, but it's been pretty much completely destroyed by the Vandals of many centuries ago, who basically pillaged it for stone and the marble and so on.
You came in my life. I wanna see your face. Never will I be the same again. Never will I be the same again.
After a long day, our bus slowly made its way back through the streets of La Goulette to the cruise port. It was a fabulous day, but I feel there is so much more to see in Tunis and that we only scratched the surface.
Well, we are sailing away from Tunis now. It's 6:20. We returned to the ship from our tours at 5:40, about 40 minutes late, and the ship sailed away at 6:10. So a long day today, 2 tours back to back. We just caught our second tour. Our first tour left half an hour late and then returned about 40 minutes late. When we got off the bus, we immediately spoke to a Viking rep who called our tour bus, and they stopped at the port gate for us and let us on. So they'd already left without us, but we just managed to intercept them at the Tunis port gate, so that was good. So we didn't stop for lunch. We managed to get a fruit tart in the Souk of Tunis, and then we had an ice cream a bit later in the day in Sidi Bou Said. But 2 great tours. The highlight for me today was definitely the Bardot Museum. That's the must-see in Tunis, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Carthage is great, but the really terrific mosaics that they've rescued from Carthage are all in the Bardot Museum. Tonight we've got Chef's Table, which will be a first for us. The menu is called Lotus, so we'll see what that holds.
The chef's table menu changes every 3 days, and you don't know what it might be until you get on board. We took a lucky dip and made our reservation months before boarding. We enjoyed the Pan-Asian Lotus menu. The menu is paired with wines for those who drink.
So this is Chef's Table. So because I don't have the premium package, my wine is served in tumblers, whereas those who have the premium package, they get stemware for their wine. So that's the go and potato chop. So this is soft shell crab. Soft shell crab. Stuart's already tucking into it. It's the sorbet. The lamb, rack of lamb.
It was a great meal, and our lovely waiter brought us a second serve of the lamb. After dinner, we joined the deck party that the entertainment team was holding poolside. Next day was a sea day, and the weather had taken a turn for the worse. This was the worst weather for the cruise, and we are thankful that it happened on a sea day. We decided to try Mamsen's for breakfast, which is located in the bow of the ship in the Explorer's Lounge.
So we're having breakfast at Mamsen's. The ship is really moving around, so this could be interesting. Checking his messages as usual.
Texting parents, actually.
Texting your parents,
I'm
right.
telling them to watch out for the high seas, hold on to the handrails.
That's right. But we've each ordered a waffle with berries and syrup. So we'll see what comes. Away you go.
Oh,
That looks good. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's good. That's probably enough. Thank you.
More?
another.
Another slurp. Oh, look, the ship moved. Too much maple syrup. So Stuart now has a Norwegian donut. He's never seen a fat Norwegian, so he's quite confident that it's a health treat.
It must be.
It must be health
The
food.
Norwegians are also skinny.
They're also skinny, and yet I am having oatmeal. Oatmeal with cinnamon, almonds, and berries.
The Explorer's Lounge seems a good place to spend a rocky sea day, but despite the weather, there are loads of activities going on throughout the ship.
Particular school of Sunni or Orthodox Islam.
Passports being collected in the Winter Garden for our entry into Algeria. I document this for the vlog, so people know what sea day activities there are. So what's your name? You're Arif.
My name is Arif.
The boutique manager here on Viking Ocean. There you go. You'll be in my vlog.
Don't miss it. At 4:30 we have our next port talk on our next port tomorrow, Algiers.
And it was back to Mamsen's for lunch.
There I go again. Think I said too much.
The wild weather continued throughout the afternoon and evening, but had fortunately subsided by the time we pulled into Algiers.
Well, good morning, and this morning we are in Algiers, Algeria. So we had a sea day yesterday, rough weather, and a pretty rough night, and a few plates went flying in the restaurant last night, and the high seas continued pretty much all night until we started pulling into Algiers early this morning. So we've got an excursion today. We're going to Tipasa and the Royal Mausoleum of Mauretania. That's supposed to be a 7-hour excursion. Doesn't leave till 9:30, and sail away is 4 p.m, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to fit that in. I think we'll be a little bit late or running it pretty fine. The conditions of the visa that Viking has organised for all of us, I think you have to do an organised excursion of some sort. You can't wander around on your own. So we're looking forward to our day going to see another Roman settlement. Okay, so we're waiting to get on our tour. Stuart's parents are doing the same tour, but they've been allocated to a different bus. So we're going to see if we can be put together one way or another.
On account of, I've framed it on account of elderly parents.
Elderly parents, that's the excuse we're using.
They're magic words. They will unlock anything.
The good thing about Viking tours is you don't go to the theatre and wait to be called to get a ticket to follow someone off the ship. You're told to just meet in front of the bus beside the ship. So it's
much better.
It's much better and much quicker than any, celebrity tour or something that we've done.
We managed to swap buses, but like naughty school children, we were relegated to the back row as that was all that was left. The tour began with a drive through Algiers before taking a road along the coast to the town of Tipasa.
Size bed, tick of a clock, a stranger to my left. The neighbors gave me a side eye, like I was blind. Oh yeah. 9 to 5 was my dad's advice. Don't think twice.
While we have seen a lot of Roman settlements in our time, these ones are distinguished by their beautiful setting by the ocean.
Your husband, I try to be kind to myself. I said, girl, you got this. A whole lot of ticking, not enough time, a whole lot of sweat for a trophy wife. The clock keeps ticking, still running out of time.
It's the oven that heated the bath.
It's a whole lot of ticking, not enough time, a whole lot of work for this trophy life. A whole lot of thinking behind these eyes.
And if you're lucky, you will find two scholars discussing the ancient
We were
history.
just discussing trade in and out of North Africa, James.
All right, iPhones,
Import of
iPhones
oil
and
and the import of finished statues.
right. And what role did Australia play in this trade in the before Common Era period?
Surprisingly, James, much of the design work here is actually adopted from Australia. Who
Is that
actually
right?
done it First.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Funnily enough, Australia was at the centre of everything, James.
Well, yeah, no, I think more attention needs to be paid to Australia's role in world affairs.
It's a whole lot of ticking, not enough time, a whole lot of work for this trophy life. A whole lot of thinking behind these eyes.
Getting off to lunch.
Following the tour of Tipasa, we were taken to a local hotel where a 4-course lunch was served in the top floor restaurant. It was pleasant enough but took up quite a bit of time of our day.
It's a lovely soup with couscous through.
That's your third course.
This is the third course. What do you think of that stew?
I think it looks
Overwhelming? Yes.
Our final stop was the Royal Mausoleum of Mauretania, believed to be the final resting place of King Juba II and Queen Cleopatra Selene II, the daughter of Mark Antony and Cleopatra.
Blue sky come bearing up before us. We hang on the hem of your gown. Blue sky come, promise not to leave us. Tarry not to our town. There's a darkness in the valley, heavy branches.
As the sun got lower in the sky, we reboarded the bus to return to Algiers.
Will you hurry? Can you hear us through the wind? Blue sky
escorted the whole day by police, whose primary role seemed to be clearing traffic for us to give us an easier trip. Our final treat was to be taken for a drive through the main shopping areas of Algiers. The police kept their sirens wailing to clear us a path through the traffic, which I am sure endeared us to the local Algerians.
There's a violence under our feet, running stitches through.
Finally, back on board at dusk, we were able to enjoy another spectacular sail away. Tomorrow is another sea day, which will take us through the Strait of Gibraltar on our way to Casablanca, which we will visit in our next episode.